Everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about Scentsy. For this video we have a team call, and a Scentsy leader is teaching us how to be a Scentsy leader. So that's basically exactly what the title of the video says. It's how to be a full circle Scentsy leader. Well, asterisk, leader, asterisk. I don't know exactly why that's in, like, quotes, so to speak, or maybe she's trying to make it sound exciting, or maybe they're supposed to be sparkles. I'm not quite sure, but either way, today we're going to be learning exactly how to be a Scentsy leader. Are you excited? I'm excited. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description below for all of my fun links. I have links to my Patreon, my channel members, my social medias, a link to my anti-MLM playlist, which has over 230 videos, and I have an email that if you ever see any sort of content in the wild that you would like to see me react to, you can send it over there. And with all of that said, let's get started.
Hello, hello. What is up, everybody? I am gonna let a few people hop on, and then we are gonna get right into it. That way we can keep this short, sweet, but productive, and just giving you hopefully the important information that can really help you lead. And
can I just say, I absolutely love her shirt. I love Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls. I had both growing up. I was a big fan of Barbies, and then when Bratz came out, we had probably, me and my sister, maybe like 8 or 9 Bratz dolls. I don't even know if there's that many, but I feel like we had quite a lot, and we love them.
And so if you're hopping on, just say hello so we can get the algorithm on this page notifying people that I am live. Happy hump day, you guys. I hope you're having a really productive week. I hope that you guys have went out of your comfort zones this month and did open houses and last chance first glance parties. I hope that you guys have front loaded your calendar for September, because we are coming up on the end of August, you guys, and it's going to be really important to make sure that you are working your personal business before you are trying to be a leader, right? So I'm really excited to share this content. This is something new that I am going to be training on today, so I'm really excited.
I wonder if it's actually going to be new, like something we have never heard of in the MLM world, or if it's just going to be new, something she has not talked about specifically with her team. So not necessarily new to the MLM world, but new to just speaking about it to her team. You just never know.
You guys are here. As you guys know, I am very, very passionate about leading you all, leading our group, leading our team, leading one-on-one, doing coaching calls, all those kinds of things. I'm very, very passionate about helping you guys get in the driver's seat and get where you want to go. And one thing that gets missed in the training aspect on a broad spectrum that I don't get to tell you guys in a place like this is the importance of having a well-rounded leadership, full circle kind of business. And there are two parts that I truly believe and have seen in the past 11 years as a leader, because I've been a leader for 10 out of those 11 years. So the past 10 years being a leader in Scentsy, this has been a direct commonality, one building off of the other. When I have seen leaders that are stuck at lead, a lot of you guys are stuck at lead, star, and superstar. Many of the people on this team are literally stuck at lead, star, and superstar, and you keep flip-flopping back and forth about what system you should do, or what you need to do for your business this week, or what you need to do for your team the next week. There's so much confusion, and it's so imbalanced that you never even get paid at title.
But whose fault is that? Is that the system's fault for being confusing and making it difficult for people to achieve the higher ranks? Because I'm going to go with, yeah, that's the reason, is that the systems are flawed. It's not the people who are just choosing to be confused for the sake of being confused.
And furthermore, you don't ever promote. Okay. And this is going to be a really hard training for you to swallow, because you're going to hopefully self-reflect and realize, even if you're on here and you're a star director or a superstar director, you're going to realize that there is a commonality in an imbalance of what you're doing in your leadership and in your business. Because what you should be looking at as a leader is frontline promotions every month. And the higher up you go as a leader, meaning when you go up to star, you should be promoting a star with you. That's a frontline. When you're a superstar, you should be promoting superstar frontlines. When you're a director, you should be continuously, consistently building directors under you. When you're a star director, you should be building star directors under you. And when you're a superstar,
well, now I see why people are confused and overwhelmed, because just like the way that she's saying that is overwhelming. And also, that's not in those people's control. Like, if they get, lucky and they get to rank up and rank to star or superstar or fantabulous star, whatever it is, super fabulous star, she's saying you also should bring people in those ranks along with you, as if that's a choice that you get a say over. You don't get a say on what people below you are doing. I mean, you obviously need people below you to be doing a lot in order for you to rank up, but it's interesting how she's just saying they need to be superstars, stars, blah, blah. She's not talking about they need to be selling this amount of wax warmers or this amount of wax. We haven't heard that.
Director, you should be building superstar directors under you. And this is not happening within Scentsy. It is not.
Because it's hard. Because it is really hard to get people to join this business and to stay in this business, and to get those people to get people to join and stay in the business, and so on and so forth. It is very difficult to get people to do that because they think it's going to be one way and it's not. They don't have the money to keep investing in this. They don't really want to get people involved in this. They may just want to be able to sell the product and get a little bit of commission and then use that commission money to buy the product. They may just want to do that. They may not want to turn this into a recruiting business, which is completely understandable.
I want you to comment for me and tell me if you can relate to this. Is this you in your leadership right now? If you were on here, do you have frontline rock stars that are at the same title as you?
I don't know, something about the way, she's talking down to people. That's how I'm seeing it, is I think she believes she's being a strong leader, and I guess to some people she may. To me, like it's coming off a little condescending, and it's coming off rude, and it's coming off a little cocky. That's just how I'm seeing it so far.
Are you consistently growing them? And I'm being really honest about this, and I want you guys to understand, I don't want this training to make you think that you're not capable, but I need for you guys to understand that you're doing a lot of things that don't matter if you are not promoting yourself, and if you are not promoting front lines under you to hit your level. I don't care if you're the best superstar director in the world. If you're not promoting frontline superstar directors and frontline directors, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. Okay? And this is consistently. So what we're going to talk about over the next 5 to 10 minutes is full circle leadership. Okay? So if you want to be a well-rounded leader, okay, that means there is somewhat a balance to leadership. I am balanced in the way I work, in the way I lead. I don't need 5 million systems, 1 million databases, 1 million different ways to drip emails to you guys or to my customers. I don't need to do all those things to have a well-rounded business.
But what if people want to do their things that you just said you don't do or you don't perfect or whatever? Like, what if they want to do those things because it's supposedly their business and it's what they want to do? To me, it's seeming like she has a problem with people doing things the way they want and not the way she wants them to do it.
What I do have to do is the right things.
Why are you? She seems so angry. Like she started this video out saying like, I love teaching people, I love leading people, like I'm so enthusiastic about leading people, and she's only come off as angry in this video and disappointed in the people she's talking to.
And a lot of us are doing the wrong things. So let's talk about the first step in having well-rounded leadership. In order to have well-rounded leadership, you have to have a well-rounded business. Okay? What does this mean? Well, it means every single person that is doing the trainings in this group that has taught you guys about parties, follow-up, systems, join conversations, etc., you are rinsing and repeating what they are teaching. You are getting results from these things. You are front-loading your calendar. If you don't have parties booked, leaders don't say, I don't have parties booked. You know what you do? You have your own party. That's what leaders do. Because you should never be comfortable to even type out on your team page that you just don't have parties booked. You're a leader. Leaders go first. And a big problem that we have within Scentsy is leaders want to look like they're doing a lot of things, and we want to check all these Facebook pages and do all these things, but we're not actually doing things that are productive. We're not moving the wheel to make sure that our business is taken care of. Because if our business is not growing every single month, but we're trying to grow leadership.
Probably because at a certain point you realize that to make money, you need to have people below you. And you kind of put the whole selling of products aside because you're trying to turn your customers into your competition so that they can get more people so that you can eventually feel the residual income come to you. So you start focusing on the thing that actually will make you money, which is having people below you, and putting the thing that only occasionally brings in a little bit of money, which is the selling of the product. So it is actually completely understandable why they would focus on one thing when you're also saying like you need to have superstar director fantabulous stars underneath you, and that means focusing on the people more than trying to sell the product.
That's why you're imbalanced. You're imbalanced because you're not growing your personal business every month, but you're trying to be some kind of leader and you don't even got no leaders under you because you haven't promoted anybody.
Well, it's not them promoting you. It's not like you give them the promotion. It's them finding people who agree to do this along with them. You have no say in what those people are doing. You do not give a promotion to somebody who is underneath you. That is not on you to give. If they rank up, that's based off of them and what they've done. It has no, I mean, I guess you could have sent them a hey girl message that you wrote out and maybe that worked. Sure. And maybe taught them a little bit of stuff. Sure. But either way, no matter what, it is still on that person for getting someone underneath them. It's not you who did that. I mean, I guess they love taking responsibility for other people's hard work. So I guess I can understand it if that's how they think.
Do you see why your business gets imbalanced? So this over here, your personal business, you need to start here every single day.
I thought you were going to say every single month. I'm like, well, that is where you start every single month, is at the bottom. It's a rinse and repeat every single month. You start at the bottom, and then everybody buys and ranks up and goes through the motions throughout the month.
Okay? Every single day, you need to think, what does my customer follow-up system look like? What does my customer expansion look like? Some of y'all are circling the drain with the same 40 customers for years. I don't know how you do it. Then you say you don't know how to grow, yet you haven't had a home party in God knows how long, or you've never had one. You don't know how to use your fingers to type into Google to find events. Sorry. You're not sharing about fundraisers. You're not doing anything to grow your network, and that is essential. If your network's not growing, it's dying. You cannot continue to exhaust the same customers on your Facebook VIP page to death. That is why they're not responding to you anymore, because you're not growing your network. And I am not going to get on here and tell anybody anymore how to grow their network, because you know exactly how to grow your network. You just aren't doing it. So listening to all of the amazing knowledge, going back maybe and rewatching these videos this month from these amazing, incredible leaders that sell thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars a month and recruit anywhere from 4 to 8 people a month.
That is extremely unrealistic, though. And obviously, people who are already established and have a pretty large team, it is going to be a little bit easier to maybe find recruits because you are, again, more established and people like joining the bigger teams than somebody who's just getting started and the person comes to them and they're like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you want to do this along with me? Versus somebody that's like, hey, I've been in this business for 10 plus years. I know the ins and outs. I can train you to be just like me. I make, $100,000 a month or whatever, versus someone that's like, I haven't even seen a penny in this. One person has the advantage over the other.
That's who you need to listen to so you can build a solid business, right? And it's not even just parties and events, Michelle, every month. It's out of those parties and events. How many solid customers are you guys getting?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And what if they get none? What if they are booking parties and, they get a handful of people who are willing to buy, but they don't get, those same people don't buy next month, or nobody wants to join. That's out of your control. Having parties and whatnot, and personally having the parties, that is in your control. But how many people show up, how many people purchase, and if anyone decides to do this along with you, completely out of your control.
How many clubbers, how many parties are being booked off those parties? I booked 5 parties this past Saturday for my open house.
Congrats. Amazing for you. You've been in the business for 10 years. There's a difference between you and somebody just getting started, or you and someone who's been doing this for 5 months. There's a big difference.
5 brand new hosts, 5 brand new people that are going to expand my network. I just had a joint conversation before this call with somebody that just got moved up to club from me because they used to be under a consultant under me and that consultant fell off. And you know what I did? I said, you should get paid for your club. This is what the kit looks like this month. Just join and then your family can order under you. We're missing opportunities because we're too focused on scrolling on Facebook and doing pretty pictures. Nobody cares about your pretty picture.
But, what if that's what they want to do? It is their business, and if they're choosing to spend the time to make Canva pictures and stuff, that's what they're wanting to do. That is a little bit of control that they have in their business. And I know that in these groups and these teams, they'll say, we already have Canva pictures for you. You can just take them and use those so you're not wasting your time designing them. But maybe that's what people want to do. They want to have a little sense of creativity in their own, what they believe to be their own business, and I completely understand that for them, and I think that at least makes them seem a little bit different if they're willing to put a little bit of unique creativity into theirs instead of just using a copy and paste Canva photo from their large team. So again, trying to take away any sort of creative aspect that they can for these people, because that's not getting those people recruits, therefore that's not making the uplines money.
How many customers are you bringing in? How many parties have you had this month? It is literally a sale month, a discontinued scent month. Our clearance sale is incredible.
honestly though, isn't Scentsy always running some sort of sale every single month? So it's not really that like special for that specific month. I feel like they are always running some sort of bring back my bar, some sort of sale, something like that each month.
Why are you continuing to let these amazing things that Scentsy gives you slide by instead of using them to your advantage to book parties? Not parties you're comfortable in, because if you're comfortable doing your selling and doing your recruiting, I would love to see how many leaders you're building under you, and I would love to see your sales, because I guarantee you, if you would go outside of the box and you would do things that you're not comfortable doing, like fundraisers, like in-home parties, right? Like events, I guarantee you not only would you expand your customer base, but you would start building and bringing in new team members that also are going to be able to see a variation of ways to work. How are you guys training your new team members? How are some of you guys training these new team members and you've never even had a home party? You've never done an event. You've never done a fundraiser.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you just send them all of the team call trainings that you're telling them to watch? Couldn't it just work like that?
Are you just opening online links for people? Because that's a dangerous place to be. That is a dangerous place to put a new consultant. That's very scary. Because 99% of people in Scentsy that are leaders, 99% of them are not. And I mean leaders paid at title and leaders growing leaders. I can guarantee you Jenna Audette's not doing a million Facebook parties. Neither is Melissa Gratz. And I know I'm not. I know Jennifer Anderson's not. You know what we're doing? We're getting in front of people.
Yeah, but what if somebody's uncomfortable with that and they like running their business completely online because it is what makes them comfortable? It is where they are still getting out of their comfort zone by doing this in general, but at least they have a little bit of control and it's easier for them to run Facebook parties. Maybe they work full time. Maybe they work on the weekends. Maybe they want to spend their weekends with their kids, so they don't have time to be running doing home parties on the weekends or later at night, because they would rather be spending that time with their children. So they're able to do the Facebook parties during the day or after their kid goes to bed and it's at like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. Like, it works for them, but now you're saying, no, stop doing that. Do the in-home parties, do the in-home parties, do the in-home parties. A lot of people are uncomfortable going to strangers' houses, especially in today's world. I feel like a lot more people are like, hey, I'm a little more comfortable doing this online. I don't want to go to some stranger's house so that I can look at your wax warmers.
You guys need to get back to building your business and doing the hard work that it takes to build a business. And I want to encourage you. And I've been telling my people, I've been doing coaching calls with this. If you've not done an event, book an event every single month this fall. If you've not done a home party, at least one every month this fall. If you've not done a fundraiser, one every month this fall. That's my challenge to you guys.
Like, they'll call it a challenge, but it's like they're really telling them what they have to do in their own business. But it's like, even if they do these things are not guaranteed that they will make money or that they will rank up. Those things are not guaranteed. They probably do help, more than likely, especially in the selling of products aspect. But overall, like, you know, you may not have those same customers next month. Somebody may do a party with you that month, but they won't do a party with you next month. Somebody may buy the starter kit, but then decide that they don't have time for all of this. So it may help in the now, but in the overall, it may just, you know, they're like, okay, well, I did it. I did what you said, and it led to nothing. And of course, that can work with anything in life. You know, it's like, just because you try once and fail, I'm not really calling it a fail, but it doesn't work out exactly as you want, doesn't mean that it completely won't work. But again, if what they are comfortable with in their own business, they should be able to do whatever they want. They should be able to do it how they want, not go out of their comfort zone entirely, try and book these parties, try and book these fundraisers, try and book these events. And what if they don't have time? What if they don't have time for all of this stuff?
Because if you're not growing, what are you doing as a leader and why are you here? There's no way you're going to build a full-time business by doing kind of part-time, easy, comfortable work.
Well, it's weird because that's almost how you guys make it out to seem in opportunity calls. It's just sharing the product, talking about products you love, and making money from that. But in reality, it's way harder.
It's not going to happen. And my goal in building leaders and helping you guys, number one, see that you are capable and you can do this, but you have got to do this. Nobody tells me how to work my business every day. I don't need a motivator. I don't need to go on YouTube and get trained on how to talk to a customer. I just go and talk to a customer. I trial and error. And we live in a world where nobody wants to trial anything because we just don't want to do it. And or we're scared of no. And what I want you to get comfortable in is getting really uncomfortable and really, really, really used to hearing no.
Okay, so she said, I'm guessing that what she said at the beginning, where she said she's never talked about this, or she's never trained on this, or she's never spoken about this. She said something about being new. She clearly just meant it's new to her talking about it with a team, because in so many MLMs, we have heard them say, get comfortable with the word no. We've seen challenges where they say, go for 100 no's because you won't get it. I guarantee you'll never hear 100 no's. It's just something we hear all the time. They hear the word no all the time and they take it as a badge of honor.
Because leadership is not a participation trophy. Leadership is earned. You're not going to become a leader that can leave their job and can do Scentsy full time, not for long anyways. There are many people who leave Scentsy, but they have to come or leave their job and just do Scentsy, and they have to come back because they didn't build a solid foundation in their business and they're not focusing on the right things. So then they have to go get a job again. And what you have to realize is that consistency, determination has to be the norm. If you want to be a leader, you have to get very disciplined in being consistent in partying and sponsoring. That has to be at the utmost. That has to be when you are making your list of things that you want to get better in and things you need to focus on every day. Stop printing out systems and stop trying to do all the things. And I want to know how many parties you have booked for this month and how many sponsoring conversations you've had in the past 3 days. And if it's not more than 5 parties front loaded and you've not had at least 3 conversations in 3 days, you need to stop what you're doing and you need to get back to the basics. You don't need to get trained on how to follow up with a customer. You just need to do it, right? So in order to have well-rounded leadership and full circle leadership, you've got to have a well-rounded business. Sales, annual sales. Recruiting, annual mentor. They align to help you focus on selling well to expand your customer base, annual sales, and annual mentor. Growing people not just to certified. That's a problem too. But growing them after certified. So now we're going to get into how you can be a well-rounded leader. I have 3 different ways. Okay? So the first thing I want to say is leaders, you are not always going to be liked. And that is your superpower. Leaders are not always going to be liked. Meaning you're going to have to make decisions for the best of the team. And they don't have to understand. There are many decisions I make that I don't ask you guys permission for. I didn't ask you guys if you wanted a new team page. I didn't ask you guys if you wanted a new leadership page. I made that decision so I could clean them up, make them very systematic, get them fresh, and boot people out that didn't want to be there. That's why I did that. I didn't have to explain that to you guys, but you guys who wanted to be on my pages, you added yourselves. So you have to, as a leader, get confident in decisions you're going to make. And I say this as the first well-rounded leader tip, because as you grow your team, you're going to feel like you need to do everything for everybody. You're going to think you need to coach everybody, which is the most detrimental thing I hear when I talk to leaders, is that you guys are literally working with everybody, and that is not sustainable.
But isn't that what they say when they do opportunity calls and they reach out to people who they want to be a part of their team. They say, like, I'm here to help you. Whatever questions you have, I'm here to answer them. I just want to do this together with you. I want to make you the best leader you can be. I want us to have the best team, so I'm here to be there for you. And then again, when you get in and you go and you see these team calls, they tell you that's the wrong thing and that's not the thing you should be doing. But yet that's how they get these people involved.
You cannot work with everybody as you grow. If I worked with 14,000 people, I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't.
Oh my God. Whoa. 14,000 people are a part of her team? No wonder she thinks she could talk to people like this. Oh my God. 14,000. I thought she was going to say 100. She said 1,000. But I guess she's been in for 10 years, so that makes perfect sense. 14,000. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Eat, I wouldn't be married. I'd probably be dead. It's not possible. So if you're wanting to grow a full-time business, you need to start looking at the way that leaders in Scentsy that are doing really well, which it's hard for you guys to know who's doing well, because you may see a superstar director that acts like they're doing all the things, yet they haven't been paid a title. They've grown no frontline.
Right, exactly. You never know what people are actually, like, what is realistic and what is people just talking. You're right. We don't know what's really going on behind the scenes because you all say and do the same things. You all act like you're at the top until you are actually at the top, and then you have major attitude towards the people who are making you money below you.
Directors. They've grown no superstar directors. They've grown no star directors. They're not sponsoring, right? It's hard for you to know. But what I will say about me is I practice what I preach. And when I tell you that you need to start focusing on doing with 10 what you can do with 100, you need to implement that now. You're not a 7-Eleven. Why you guys are answering your team members 24 hours a day is beyond me. And your frontline and your new recruits, they can wait. Your family comes first.
When did it win? But also, like, it makes sense to. This is exhausting. This really is exhausting. And, you know, I feel bad for people who get involved in this because they're told one thing and they're trying to do what they believe to be right. And then they see a call like this and they're basically told that everything they're doing is wrong and all their energy that they're putting towards their team is wrong. They're putting their energy in the wrong areas, which I don't know why. I don't know. That's at least what I'm getting from this because, yes, needing to answer your team and answer messages all the time is a 24/7 job, not a 7-Eleven job or an 11/7 job. Well, it's still probably that. But also talking to these people and helping them and answering their questions is probably also how people stay within your team and feel like you're a community and feel like you're truly doing this together instead of just putting it off to the side and being like, oh, I'll get to you when I get to you. They're gonna leave.
You need to time block when you do team days. Mine are Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you don't have a time when you do team stuff.
But for you, it's different because you're at the top. Obviously, you're going to have specific team days who you talk to because you've put yourself in a position where you can do that. Versus someone who's just getting started and maybe has 3 to 10 people underneath them, they need to put a lot more energy towards those people, hoping that they'll stay and focusing on them and messaging them and keeping up with them, which is exhausting. So, and they have to do that. In order to get these people to stay underneath them, they have to consistently answer any questions that they may have or issues that may come up. So, you can't compare yourself to people who are just getting started or even people who only have like between 10 to 50 people underneath them. You're in a totally different place in the pyramid than they are.
You need to. If you're a leader, if you're a lead consultant or above, you should have a dedicated time every week that you are focusing on leadership. You're focusing on growing your leaders. You're focusing on building community. I literally started leadership calls probably the second year into my business. And so you cannot be everything for everybody. And I promise you, if you want to burn out really quickly, keep doing that. And you're going to see that, wow, Chloe really did know a thing or two about this, because these people do not care about you. And that's the God honest truth. They want to get something out of you, especially if you're successful. And it's hard to hear that, because you're like, Chloe, my team loves me. They can love you, but they have a personal gain they want to get from you whenever they're talking to you. It's the truth.
You mean like information on how to be successful? Isn't that kind of like your job in teaching people how to like rank advance is giving them tidbits on how to do what you did? See, yeah, they are talking to you in order to get something out of it. But here's the thing, is that you're benefiting from it. You're benefiting from these people ranking up and being leaders and doing more. Something must have happened.
There are some people, far and few between, maybe on your team, that really care about you as a person. But I want you guys to understand this. You cannot attach your success or your worth in Scentsy in your team. You are there to lead your team by example, and then to set up business hours, business blocking times, leadership blocking times, and parameters so you can help them grow. That is the best way that I can explain how to be successful and sustainable as a leader in Scentsy. Okay, the second way, identify early on and consistently who you need to work with. Who does coaching calls? Comment for me. Who does coaching calls? Who is getting on the phone with their frontline and helping them get to the next level? Who is helping their frontline get to the next level?
The whole crossing arms, like maybe she's just doing it to get comfortable. I can understand that, but like you're shutting yourself off, like you're closing yourself off from the people, and you're not being relatable, you're not being kind, you're not being open. And maybe that's because she just views them as numbers, just people below her who need to do something. And maybe, she said like, oh, people are just using you, they just want to get something from you. Maybe it's the opposite. She just needs them to do stuff so that she gets something from them. Or maybe she feels like so much has been taken from her over the time that she just has shut herself off and doesn't really care. But either way, it's like she doesn't want to be doing this call. That's, I think, ultimately what it seems like. She's just doing this because it's a part of technically what she's supposed to do, and she's just annoyed by it, and she's kind of taking it out on the people who are getting on this call and wanting to learn something from her. But yeah, the whole folding your arms and waiting for a response, it's like you're shutting yourself off from these people. Don't fold your arms.
If you are not doing this, you need to start immediately. You need to identify the people that are selling, recruiting, and showing up on the calls that you're doing in the team page. If you're not doing consistent calls with your team once a month, you need to right now, because those shenanigans need to stop. Y'all need to do consistent team calls once a month with your team. I started when I had 2 people on my team, and I have never stopped, ever. You cannot build community with a team you don't know. And you won't build community with a team you don't know.
It kind of made it seem like you didn't even care about the community aspect, because you said that they just want something from you. These people just talk to you because they want something from you. So what community are you trying? And she also said, like, they're not your friends. They don't really care about you. They may love you. I don't know. You may get a handful of people. Where's the community aspect in everything you just said? You basically said that these people don't care about you. They're essentially just using you. And now you're saying you need to meet up with your people once a month, because how else are you going to build a community? A community of people who just use you? Why would you want to have a community with those people? I don't know.
Because when I do my Zooms, there's so many people on.
You have 14,000 people in your team! Of course you're gonna have a lot of people on! That's ridiculous!
team isn't getting to talk. They're not getting to connect more than likely, right? That's your job. So if you have not started helping your frontline, that's what coaching is. You don't need credentials to help them get where you got because you've already been there, right? I'm going to repeat that again. You don't need credentials or a fancy app or a fancy system to help your frontline get to where you got. If you're a lead, get on the phone with your frontline and help them learn how to get to lead. Show them the leadership section on anchoredsense.com, our team website that some of y'all are living under a rock on and aren't even looking at, and show them under the Hey Leader section what the compensation plan is, how they promote to lead, how to convert GWV to PRV. Why are you not showing them how to get where you got? When they are where you are, when they are certified, you need to help them understand and know how to get to lead. When they are certified, they should be doing all the things I just talked about in block 1 of building a business, and they should be front loading, expanding their customer base, and booking parties. Front loading. If they're doing that, they will promote to lead, because then you can talk about Earn-A-Kit, teach them about Earn-A-Kit, teach them about all these different things. Okay? So, and I'm going to go back and answer some questions because I saw some on here. So thank you, Morgan, for helping her out. I appreciate that. So identifying early on who to work with. I'm very, very focused on my frontline new recruits in their first 70 days. Even with reinstatements, I encourage them to do a home launch party, to start getting systems in place. I treat them like I do a frontline new recruit, but since they were a reinstatement, it's not that they get a little less, because they do get the same amount of training, but a new recruit is going to need more because reinstatements already know the basics. They already know all that. So my goal with a reinstatement is you need to have a home relaunch party. You need to aim for, if you're not certified, getting certified. Then if they are certified, they have our team website to know those next steps. Okay? So last but not least, with a well-rounded leader is consistently showing up for your team. Guys, leaders don't ask their team to do things they're not doing. I would never share with you guys that you need to do an open house or front load if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to do a recruiting blitz or a booking blitz or, any of those things if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to book an event if I wasn't going first. I would never tell you guys to make teacher bundles if I wasn't going first. I could go on and on and on, because that is not authentic. You have to be competent to be confident. Some of you guys are not wanting to do team calls because you're not working your business. So you know what I want to encourage you to do? Go back to block 1 and work your business. Then you will have plenty of things to talk about on the team call. You will have plenty of ideas to share. And then guess what? Consistently, because some of you guys are not wanting to do calls because you've only done 2 your whole leadership career and they didn't show up. Who cares? Keep doing them. Build connections with your team. Stop messaging them and text them. Tell them they're doing a great job. Build a relationship with them. Make them want to show up. Make them want to contribute. Make them want to come.
Make them, make them, make them. Where is the it's your own business? Where is that exactly? Where is that? It's time, freedom, flexibility, whatever. Where is that when you're using the words make them? Just asking.
Continuously sponsor. You can't keep messing with the same 4 people on your team and wondering why they're not showing up to calls. Y'all need to grow. You need to sponsor. I sponsored 4 to 5 people my first 5 years. A month. 4 to 5 a month. And some of y'all are hanging on to that one person.
Well, you also started 10 years ago when it was a little bit easier and people didn't really know about Scentsy. So it's a lot harder 10 years later when it's a very oversaturated market. So just putting that out there.
Person that joined 9 months ago and they said they're finally going to work. Stop. You're identifying and working with the wrong people. You need to stop hanging on and you need to recruit. That's what you need to do. Okay? And so going into that, we have our next Zoom on Monday, this Monday, okay? And I hope to see you guys there. I'm going to share my tips from my open house. I'm going to be sharing teacher gifts I did. I'm going to be sharing front loading, all of those things. But, you know, I want to encourage you guys to focus on full circle leadership instead of just focusing on all these random things I feel like people focus on in Scentsy. You need to look at your personal business and are you leading by example? And are you consistently sponsoring? And when you consistently sponsor, how are you launching them? Are you encouraging them and training them on how to have a home launch party? And if you're not, have you had a launch party? If not, you need to have a home relaunch party. It's time, boo. If you're a lead and a star or a superstar, dear God, if you're a director and you have never had a home party, you need to sit down and go have a home party, because I have no idea how you are training people.
I don't know why I found sit down and go funny. Like, just, I don't know. Those are two different things. Instead, just, you need to go and have a home party, or you need to sit down at your house and have a home party. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm thinking too much about what she's saying, and I think it's making my brain scrambled.
To have a home party that you have never had. Leaders go first. So I am so honored to be a part of this community with you guys. I want you guys to know that I full-heartedly, truly want the best for every single one of you. And leadership is hard. You're not going to hear the easy things in leadership. You're never going to hear that from me, because that's not going to grow a leader. I'm not going to tiptoe around the issues in your business. I'm going to tell you the issues in your business, because that's going to allow you to reflect and either work or not. You have the option. You can work and get discipline, and you can do the action steps, or you can sit back and keep watching YouTube videos and keep scrolling on Facebook. You have the option for action, okay? You have the option to take action. You literally have, it's a gift. It's a gift for you to be able to step into action and to get uncomfortable, okay? And so I'm going to open it up.
I think I disagree, because I actually think that it's more of a gift and a luxury to find a business where you don't have to make yourself uncomfortable. Of course, in a lot of things that you do, like, you do have to make yourself uncomfortable with certain aspects of it, but to consistently, all the time, be making yourself uncomfortable until you basically become numb to the thing that makes you uncomfortable. It's not like you turned it into a comfort. It's not that. It's just you become numb to being uncomfortable. It's something that you do because you have to do it, not because you want to do it. And that is what they do in MLMs. It's like, if you want to be successful, if you want to grow, you have to consistently talk to people. And if you are not comfortable with that, you have to do it so much that you basically become numb to it, because you will never enjoy talking to strangers, hearing no, being ignored. Nobody enjoys that. And obviously, I guess you would get the occasional yes, but then maybe they say yes for a little bit and then it never turns into anything, so then you're disappointed. Where would the excitement and the comfort come in any of that?
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you guys tuned in. I know this is a weird time. If you're watching the playback, if you have a random question, I will be checking back on this video tonight. So I'll go through and see if y'all have any questions. But, you know, leadership is one of the hardest things that you will ever do in your life, but it by far is like the most rewarding. Ooh, I didn't think I'd get emotional, but I've literally watched people's whole lives change. Because of Scentsy, I've watched it change like right in front of my eyes. So leadership is truly the best, and it's an honor to be here and an honor to lead you guys, and I do not take it lightly, and I will be here till the very end. Till the very end of Scentsy time, I will be here. I'm not going anywhere. So guys, just lead really well, book parties, listen to all the amazing trainings, you guys, from this page. If you've missed them, you need to be accountable and you need to go back and listen. And let's do this. Bye, guys.
Bye, Scentsy lady. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo! Ooh, that was a lot. I felt like I did something wrong. I felt like I was being berated. I felt like I was being talked down to. And I don't know why that's your go-to. For a lot of leaders, I guess, like that is a lot of go-to. They just seem annoyed and tired that they even have to do calls like these. And I guess maybe because they are they are tired and they are annoyed that they have to consistently say the same thing over and over again. But that's kind of the business that you're in. You're just duplicating the same type of people. You just need the people to do the same thing you did so that you get a bunch of yous underneath you so that you get the residual income. And you have to say the same thing over and over and over again, and that has to be exhausting. But this is what you want to do, so I don't really feel bad for you. I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for the people who get involved underneath you and believe this to be one way, believe the opportunity call that got them involved with this, and then they see a call like this, and they're berated, and they're made to feel bad, and they're made to feel like they're doing the wrong thing, and that it's their fault for not reaching certain levels, and not the system's fault, or the compensation plan's fault for being complicated and messy and all over the place and unrealistic to achieve. Like I said earlier, I just really feel like she only did this video because she had to. Maybe a bunch of people underneath her just happened to come to her all at once and she just felt annoyed and is like, okay, here's what you guys need to do, and do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And again, you're telling people what to do, but then also kind of coming off like, well, I mean, this is just what I'm suggesting you to do. It's the doublespeak. It's you're telling them what to do, but then also kind of gaslighting them, being like, well, I mean, it's just a suggestion if you want to reach leadership, if you want to be the best leader ever, if you want to make more money. I don't know. It's just, this made me feel sad. Like, I just felt like, I just couldn't imagine being in this team and being on this, person's call and feeling talked down to and feeling berated and just being like, you're doing everything wrong. Just start back at the basics. You're failing because of you. You're failing because you're not doing the right thing. Go back and watch every single training call on this page on your own time for free. The things that you're doing, the things that you think are pushing your business forward, they're not. So stop doing it. You're doing it all wrong. Do it my way. It's your business, but do it my way. Alright, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything Scentsy in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!